In my first video on the Bengaluru Suburban Railway Project, we discussed about the present railway network in Bengaluru, the history of the Suburban Railway, the four main lines of the Suburban Railway, and its progress. If you haven't watched the first part yet, please check it out after this video. In this video, we will cover three more topics. These include station planning and architecture, multimodal integration or MMI, and the future expansions of the Suburban Railway. Let's get started. The Bengaluru Suburban Railway Project consists of 4 corridors which make up a total length of 148.17 kilometers and have 62 stations in total. These corridors are named after local flowers. The Sampike line will run between KSR Bengaluru and Devanahalli. The Mallige line will run between Bayappannahalli and Chikkabanavara. The Parijata line will run between Kengeri and Whitefield. And the Kanaka line will run between Hilalige and Rajanukunte. In this section, our main focus will be on the features of each of these 62 stations. Each station will be divided into public and non-public areas. The public areas will further be divided into unpaid and paid areas. The unpaid area is where the passengers will gain access to the system to purchase tickets. On purchasing tickets and passing through the ticket gates, the passengers will enter the paid area from where they can access the platforms. The non-public area will consist of office accommodation, operational areas, and plant room space. Now let us talk about the station layout. Each elevated station will consist of a concourse at the first level above the street, and stairs will be provided to access the concourse. Above the concourse will be the tracks and platforms. Access to the platforms will be provided via stairs and escalators from the paid area of the concourse. The concourse will be about 8 meters above ground level, and the platforms will be 15 to 21 meters above ground level. Thus, the concourse will form the interface between the street and platforms. The concourse of suburban railway stations will have modern metro-like passenger amenities such as ticketing machines, automatic fare collection gates, stairs, and escalators. Regarding ticketing facilities, there will be manual ticket vending counters at all stations whose capacity is expected to be 10 passengers per minute. These will be introduced from the beginning, where revenue services begin. However, ticket vending machines will also be introduced at a later stage. It is expected that there will be 7 to 10 vending machines at important stations having high footfall, and the remaining stations will have 2 to 5 ticket vending machines. When they will be introduced, only 40% of the commuters are expected to purchase tickets at the stations, and the remaining will have prepaid tickets. All stations will also have ticketing gates separating the unpaid and paid areas. The ticketing gates requirement has been calculated for each station, taking the gate capacity as 40 passengers per minute. Every station will have at least 2 ticketing gates, even if the requirement gets satisfied only by one gate, so that operations can be managed even if one gate breaks down. There will be special gates for specially able people and for customers with luggage or strollers. In any of the stations, the platforms can be of 2 kinds. The stations can either have island platforms with the 12-meter width, where the platform is in between the 2 tracks, or the stations can have side platforms on both sides of the tracks, with each side platform having a 6-meter width. Commercial programs will also be launched in the stations. The detailed project report of the Suburban Railway suggests creating advertising areas in the stations. These advertisements can be displayed on the platforms, along the escalators, on the rolling stock, or inside the trains. Like advertising, retail shops and stations can provide additional financial income for K-Ride, the body responsible for constructing Bengaluru Suburban Railway. Retail shops and automatic vending machines can be located inside the metro stations, on the platforms, or outside the stations, in front of car parks and bus stops. Till now, we understood the key features of the stations or station planning norms. Now let us look at the civil or architectural aspect of it and understand the structure of the elevated stations. When constructing an elevated station, there are two possible major structural principles. Firstly, a single pier can be used with two symmetrical cantilever beams. A cantilever beam is a rigid structural element that is fixed at one end and extends horizontally with the other end free to move. These kinds of beams are used for the construction of balconies, where one end is attached to the wall and there is no additional support at the free end. These beams underneath are also cantilever beams. Back to this design now, the elevated station will be built on a single pier. The structure above it is called a pier cap, which has a cantilever design as its center is fixed while its two ends are unsupported. The advantage of this design is that there is very limited impact of it on the ground level. However, this design restricts the width of the station to 26 meters. Now let us understand the second structural principle called portal frame structure. In this, horizontal beams are rigidly connected to vertical supports by nuts, bolts and screws. These kinds of structures are used to enclose large spaces easily and are commonly used in warehouses, factories, agricultural buildings, etc. When this comes to station design, the DPR recommends constructing a portal structure with at least 3 portal supports. Although this design will have wider impacts on the ground level due to a greater number of portal supports, it will allow for a wider concourse. This will also create more spaces for commercial development in stations. Hence, the portal structure principle is recommended in the construction of the stations. Now let us talk about the concourse design. Two layouts are proposed for the concourse. In the first one, there are two unpaid areas on each end of the concourse and a paid area in between. In the second one, there is a single unpaid area and on both sides of the unpaid area there are paid areas. Although the second design is better as a greater number of AFC gates can be arranged along the concourse length. The first design provides a wider space at the center for passenger movements and is hence recommended. We have now understood about the station planning and architecture in detail. Later in this video, we will also discuss about a few particular stations. Let us now move to the next topic. Consider an example wherein you travel every day from your home to office. There is a suburban railway from which you can cover most of the distance of this journey between points A and B. However, point A is 400 meters away from your home and office is 2.5 kilometers away from point B. While you may consider walking 400 meters between your home and point A, 2.5 kilometers will be a lot to walk between point B and office. This will discourage you from using the suburban railway and then you will end up using your private vehicle to travel. To tackle this issue, different modes of transport should be available to provide first mile and last mile connectivity. Suppose that you cycle from your home to point A and park your cycle there. Then use the suburban railway from A to B. And from B you get onto a bus which can take you till your office. In this case, more people will be attracted to the suburban railway and will make use of it. In this example, multiple modes of transportation were used to complete the journey. This is called multimodal integration. Bengaluru Suburban Railway will be integrated with other transit modes like Nama Metro and buses and pedestrian facilities. It will be integrated with other modes of public transport like intermediate public transport or IPT, which consists of autos and taxis, and non-motorized transport or NMT like cycling and walking. The suburban railway will also be integrated with private modes of transport like two-wheelers and four-wheelers and will have park and ride facility. Now let us understand the different modes of transport for different catchment areas. Firstly, the primary modes of transport like suburban railway, Nama Metro, buses and airport should be directly integrated to serve a larger catchment. The catchment within 500 meters from the station should have good connectivity with the suburban station for pedestrians through good footpaths, skywalks, etc. to provide connectivity to areas 500 meters to 2 kilometers away from the station. Non-motorized transport like bicycles and cycle rickshaws Intermediate public transport like taxis and auto rickshaws and scooters can be used. To provide connectivity to regions 2 to 5 kilometers away, a proper feeder bus network should be planned, and apart from buses, intermediate public transport can also be used. For multimodal integration at stations, the following principles must be considered. Seamless connectivity should be provided to and from the catchment area of the station. There should be obstruction-free movement for passengers without much interference between passenger and vehicular traffic. There should be an integrated ticketing system to simplify the transfer between different transport modes. Pick and drop facilities and parking facilities should be provided in the stations. The design considerations should be friendly for the specially abled people. These are the concepts and principles of multimodal integration. Now let us talk about some of the suburban railway stations where multimodal integration is planned. There are 6 important stations where an interchange has been planned between the suburban railway corridor and Indian Railways. These stations are Cantilever Sangoli Raina Railway Station, Bengaluru on the Sampige and Parijata lines, Yeshwantpur on the Sampige and Mallige lines, Yelahanka on the Sampige and Kanaka lines, Krishnarajapuram, Whitefield and Bengaluru Cantonment, which are all stations on the Parijata line. There will also be several interchange stations with Nama Metro. On the Sampige line, the KSR Bengaluru station will form an interchange with Nama Metro's green and purple lines. Also, the Yeshwantpur station will form an interchange with Nama Metro's green line. On the Mallige line, from the Bennigannahalli metro station, one can interchange to the purple line. Now let us talk about the Parijata line. Since it runs almost parallel to the purple line, there will be several interchanges with Nama Metro. At Kengeri and at Jnana Bharati, there will be interchange facility with the purple line. At KSR Bengaluru, there will be interchange facility with Nama Metro's green and purple lines. At Bengaluru Cantonment, one will be able to interchange the pink line. At Bayyapannahalli and Whitefield, there will be interchange with the purple line. Lastly, at Krishnarajapuram, interchange facility will be provided for both the purple and blue lines. On the Kanaka line, there will be 2 interchange stations, one at Marathahalli with the blue line and the other at Bennigannahalli with the purple line. Thus, in total, there will be 10 interchange stations of the suburban railway with Nama Metro's Phase 1, 2, 2A and 2B network. Now we'll understand the design and multimodal integration of 6 typical stations of different kinds out of 62 stations. These stations are Kengeri, KSR Bengaluru, Bengaluru Cantonment, Lotegolahalli, Muthyalanagar and Chikkabanavara. Kengeri is the first station on the Parijata line which will run till Whitefield. This station will be elevated and consist of 2 side platforms with the viaduct in between. This station will form an interchange with Nama Metro's Purple Line station and the Kengeri BMTC bus terminal. A footover bridge has been proposed over here which will connect the suburban and metro stations along with the bus terminal. The second station that we are focusing on is KSR Bengaluru. It will be an interchange station for the Sampige and Parijata lines. It will be a huge elevated station having 2 side platforms, that is 1 and 4, and an island platform, that is 2 and 3. Multimodal integration in KSR Bengaluru will be very important as it is a major junction. The suburban railway station will be elevated over here, which will be connected to the existing footover bridge. There are 2 metro stations in the vicinity of KSR Bengaluru. The KSR Bengaluru metro station on the west is already connected to the footover bridge. The Majestic Interchange metro station and the BMTC bus terminal lie on the east of KSR Bengaluru, and both of these are connected by a skywalk. To provide direct connectivity to the bus terminal and metro station from the suburban railway station, it is proposed to connect the station's footover bridge to the skywalk, which is shown in yellow color on the map. A pedestrian walkway has also been proposed to reach the station from Old Mysuru Road on the west. Our next station is Bengaluru Cantonment. It is also an elevated station on the Parijata line, having 2 side platforms just like Kengeri. But the interesting feature about this station is that it is built on a curve. It is slightly away from the Cantonment Indian Railway Station, but it is closer to the under construction Cantonment Metro Station of Nama Metro's Pink Line. However, the Pink Line's metro station, marked in B, will be around 700 meters away from the Cantonment Indian Railway Station, marked in A. Thus, the integration won't be seamless. I have explained this issue in detail in my Pink Line video. The suburban railway station marked in C will come up somewhere in between, thus allowing for an easy interchange between suburban and railway or suburban and metro. The next station is Lottegollahalli. This station will be an interchange metro station for the Sampige and Mallige lines. It will be a 3-level interchange metro station with a concourse at the first level, 2 platforms at the second level, and 2 more platforms at the third level. Currently, this station can only be accessed from the east through a narrow 2-way road. Since this will become an important station in the future, a connection from Outer Ring Road will also be provided with a pick up and drop auto stand as well. The next station is Muthyala Nagar. It will be a new elevated railway station on the Sampige line with 2 side platforms. It won't have multimodal integration with different transit modes. However, a parking, 2 auto taxi stands and pick and drop facilities have been proposed here. The next and final station that we'll discuss about is Chikkabanavara. This will be the last terminal station of the Mallige line with 2 side platforms. It will also have a car parking, auto taxi stand and pick and drop facilities. A bus bay is also proposed here. Its access road on the east is a Kacha road and thus it will be strengthened. The station access road on the west, which connects the Hezarghatta main road, will be widened. Having understood multimodal integration in detail, let us now understand the future expansions of the suburban railway. The idea of a suburban railway is to connect satellite towns or suburbs to the city centre. Extending the under construction suburban railway to the outskirts of the city and nearby towns is a good idea. A suburban railway is more feasible and cost effective compared to metro when it comes to connecting nearby towns. Considering this, 2 railway projects are in planning stage right now, which will be integrated with the under construction suburban railway network. These include a circular railway for Bengaluru and a phase 2 for Bengaluru Suburban Railway Project. A few months ago, the Union Ministry of Railways proposed a circular railway network for Bengaluru. This circular railway was estimated to cost 23,000 crore rupees when it was proposed. It will be a 287 km long network connecting the suburbs of Bengaluru, and its detailed project report is currently under preparation and expected to be ready by the end of 2025. This circular railway will connect the towns which are around 20 to 25 kilometers away from Bengaluru. It will start from Nidavanda in the northwest, go for 40.9 kilometers till Doddabalapur, then for another 28.5 kilometers till Devanahalli, another 46.5 kilometers till Mallur, another 52 kilometers till Hilalige, another 42 kilometers till Hejjala, another 43.5 kilometers till Sollur, and then another 34.2 kilometers back till Nidavanda. This circular railway will be crucial as it will link significant towns like Devanahalli close to the Kempegowda International Airport with places like Hilalige close to various industrial areas, along with connecting satellite towns like Doddabalapur and Hoskote. If this proposal is made a reality within a few years, then it will be a game changer for Bengaluru, providing efficient and cost-effective train services. You can check this map by Money Control showing the important stations planned along the circular railway. Look at this suburban railway and circular railway map. Both are important projects, but there are missing links and gaps between them. Only at Devanahalli and Hilalige do these systems meet. To bridge these gaps, a 146-kilometer suburban railway phase 2 network has been proposed. This will connect Devanahalli with Chikkabalapur for a length of 18 kilometers, Chikkabanwara with Kunigal for a length of 50 kilometers, Chikkabanwara with Dobaspet for a length of 36 kilometers, Kengeri with Hejala for a length of 11 kilometers, Hilalige with Anikal Road for a length of 11 kilometers, and Rajanukunte with Odarahalli for a length of 20 kilometers. K-Ride, the implementing body of the Suburban Railway in Bengaluru, said that they were willing to conduct the pre-feasibility study for the mentioned extensions and wrote to the South Western Railway in this regard in September 2024. However, the request is still pending with the South Western Railway and no response has been received to date. Thus, the proposal currently remains uncertain. With this, I have completed explaining the future proposed extensions of the Suburban Railway, and we have now come to the end of this video. Hope you liked this video. If you did, then please subscribe to my channel, like and share this video, and share your valuable thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you very much.